Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fiscal Talk. My name is Milica, and I am marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. And today, beside me, your speaker will be Nevena Glusac. She is legal consultant at Fiscal Solutions, also, and my dear colleague. Nevena is actually someone who is a real connoisseur of fiscalization at various European countries, and one of them is Albania too. So interesting is that this is your first time to record Fiscal Talk with us. So
Yes.
please introduce yourself and tell us what are we going to talk about today.
Absolutely. And thank you, Milica, for this wonderful introduction. I mean, those are some big words to say. So as you said, my name is Nevena. I am a legal consultant on fiscalization, and one of the countries, as Milica has said, I'm connoisseur on is Albania. So today I'll try to give you a bit of an, how we like to call it, overview on how fiscalization system in Albania looks now, and maybe compared a bit to how it looked before. Maybe I can give you some of the main characteristics of this new system.
Okay, I'm really interesting to hear more about it. So, can you please tell us more about the history of, if I should say, general in Albania, like the whole fiscalization system from
Yes,
time?
absolutely. So generally, fiscalization in Albania was introduced somewhere in 2004. And previously, it was a hardware-based system of fiscalization. So what that means that the taxpayers had mandatory fiscal devices and fiscal printers that they had to use. And then somewhere around 2019, this new law on fiscalization was introduced. So in Albania, they don't call it law on fiscalization. So that's just the popular name. They call it law on the invoice and the turnover monitoring system. And this law was followed by a couple of bylaws and technical documentation, which supplemented. And this is a regular procedure when there is switching to a new system of fiscalization. So what we can say about fiscalization in Albania is that it took a couple of years to switch from this old system to a new one. And only in January this year, in 2022, we can say that full implementation of the new system has happened. And even recently in July, beginning of the July this year, we can say that the full application of the penalties to all categories of taxpayers started. So we've now switched to software-based fiscalization in Albania. That's the conclusion that I can draw. And there are a couple of reasons as to why this has happened. One, we know that Albania is trying to enter the European Union, and we can say that this software-based fiscalization system is the standard in the European Union. And on one hand, it's because it's easiest to implement, but also it's the most advanced. And this is great because when we look at the hardware-based system that existed previously in Albania, it was based on outdated technology. So we're talking about 2G, 3G technology, and it didn't enable real-time reporting of fiscal data to tax authorities. It wasn't cost effective, not only to the taxpayers, but it wasn't cost effective to the government either. So in attempting to modernize the fiscalization system and to combat gray economy, switching to software-based fiscalization, we can say that it seemed like a much better and cheaper option.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's say this was a great introduction to fiscalization in Albania, which will definitely continue to be our topic, I guess, in some other episodes of the Fiscal Talk too. So I would like to ask you now to explain us the main characteristic of this system.
Okay, so well, it's quite similar to other software-based fiscalization systems. And what I mean by that is that we have communication with the tax authorities. So immediately upon issuing a receipt, so at the moment when the purchase is happening, all transaction data related to the receipt is fully reported, sent to the tax authorities, so to their central tax system, and it is sent as we like to say, in real time through internet connection. So basically, everything is digitalized. That would be the main characteristic.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Very, very specific and really, how I should say, easy to understand. Thank you so much. But I would like to know, is there something specific introduced with this kind of communication with the tax authorities?
Yes, absolutely. So that's a great question. So something similar to Serbian system in Albania, we have now receipts with printed or issued QR codes, and this
QR
is
codes, like
yes, it's holy grail. Yeah, holy grail of fiscalization. And this is, of course, most important for the customers. So when they scan this QR code, the tax department receives a unique code that is related to it, let's say, and it sends back a response whether the fiscal data related to the receipt exists in their database, and it sends certain, let's say, details about the issued receipt. So basically, taxpayers, the buyers, are receiving verification that the taxpayer who issued the receipt is properly reporting and paying their taxes for the issued receipt. So the verification of the receipt and of taxes is extremely important.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. At the very beginning, you mentioned that this was a hardware-based fiscalization system. So I would like to ask you, what about some special hardware or software requirements that we have in Albania?
Yes. So since this is a software-based system, we don't have any hardware requirements. So taxpayers don't really have to pick a specific fiscal device or fiscal printer anymore. They can choose, but they do have to certify their software solution. They have to certify POS. And not only that, they have to go through a separate process of registration. So we have two processes, registration and certification. This is because receipts now have to be issued through a software that is certified. And all transactions also have to be digitally signed. So naturally, they would have to acquire electronic certificates annually. They'd have to pay them every year. So that is another thing that's maybe important.
Yeah, of course. And I would like to ask one more question because actually, has anything significant happened recently? Because the process of implementing new fiscalization has been going on for quite a while, right?
Yes, and you would think that something that has started in 2019 would have been over by now, but actually they've been quite, let's say, up to date with improving their system. For example, if you go to the website of Albanian General Directorate of Taxes, you can see this little section that says that one of their main objectives with introducing this new system was to make the tax filing process more efficient. So in Albania, they now have this central invoice platform, basically platform that can be used for many things, but mainly taxpayers use it to issue receipts. And on this platform, they can fill out different VAT return request forms. They can fill out sales and purchase books, basically books that contain the data about issued and received invoices. And up till recently, the process of filling out these forms was manual, so everything needed to be typed into the system. But now the system is fully automated, so we can say that they've met that initial objective of making tax filing process efficient, automated, let's say. So maybe that's the most recent update that we can see in Albanian fiscalization system.
Thank you, Nevena, so much. That fiscalization, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. These informations actually were really, really significant. And thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully, Nevena, we will see again very soon to talk about some other specific topic about the Albania and some other countries maybe. This was Nevena Glusac. She is legal consultant at Fiscal Solutions. And if you have any questions, feel free to type to Nevena on her email that we will put in the bio. And of course, for more info, you can go and visit our fiscal portal. The link will also be in the bio. Thank you once again, everyone, and see you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.